far, Roach not giving him anything.
Off the top, man, I was, a little disappointed. Just for the sake of boxing itself, and obviously my result for the fight.
In a surprising turn of events, Lamont Roach's appeal to the New York State Athletic Commission has been rejected, leaving him furious with the decision. With so much on the line, both fans and analysts are eagerly waiting to see what happens next. Eddie Hearn shared his thoughts on how the New York State Athletic Commission might approach the situation. He suggested that the commission was never likely to reverse the decision regarding a potential rematch. Hearn stressed that it's not within the commission's authority to order a rematch, pointing out that the final decision will rest with the WBA and other governing bodies who will have the ultimate say.
No, I don't think they do. So,
Eddie not go for an immediate rematch if they don't?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the reality is can the state call for an immediate rematch? I don't believe they can, the commission. It's really up to the governing body. I mean, the commission can overturn a decision or rule on a decision, but can they order a rematch? That really has to come from the governing body, the WBA, to say, if you want to remain lightweight world champion. But everything I'm hearing is the rematch is going to happen anyway.
Continuing to pound to that body with the left hand, into the body again with the left and the right.
Gary Jonas, the promoter for Lamont Roach, shared his thoughts on the situation with the New York State Athletic Commission. He pointed out that the commission had been influenced by the draw and decided not to overturn the decision. With confidence, he explained that he had expected this outcome, noting that since neither fighter was seriously injured in the match, the commission felt it was right to leave the decision as a draw. Gary further emphasized that if the fight hadn't ended in a draw, there was a strong chance the commission might have reconsidered or even overturned the result. He explained that in cases like this, having a clear resolution, like a draw, was often the best way to avoid causing more controversy.
We were kind of expecting it. I mean, we know the pattern, and the reality is that the draw made it easy for the commission to go this route, meaning no harm done to anybody. And so the philosophy that Gervonta would have fought the fight differently had he known he got taken a 2-point round, that's a legitimate argument. It doesn't change the fact that, well, who's getting the short end of the stick? Somebody has to, and now they decided it has to be Lamont. But the draw made it easier. So they're just saying, okay, well, listen, do it again. We'll figure it out. It's a draw. It's no blood, no fouls.
In the 6th round, let's see what happens, because the words are being thrown at each other. Let's see if
With this victory, Lamont Roach has firmly established himself as a top contender, quickly rising in the boxing world. Gary Jonas, reflecting on the importance of the win, pointed out that Roach has won the hearts of his fans, which was his main goal all along. While he considered the New York Athletic Commission's decision a setback for the sport of boxing, Jonas praised Roach for showing his skill and dominance in the ring. He stressed that it is the fans who know the truth, that Roach was the rightful winner, and that's what truly matters. According to Jonas, proving yourself in the eyes of the audience and leaving behind a lasting legacy has always been the ultimate goal, and Roach has certainly achieved that now.
I think it's unfortunate from the legacy point of view, from all the little things that not always, we're not going to say they don't matter. The most important thing out of this is that people know who won that fight. People know Lamont won that fight. That to me is number one, because it's the fans who matter, and it's what they think that matters. And so we got that too. The young man deserved all the recognition he's gotten in the last week, and this has made him an overnight star, and he deserves it. He deserves it for the way he handles himself, the way he contorts himself. So we got almost everything. We just didn't get it all.
That left is landing. That straight left.
Leading up to the decision, there was a lot of speculation that the New York State Athletic Commission would overturn the outcome of the Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach fight. Many expected that Davis would be ruled to have scored a knockdown in the 9th round. However, the commission's ruling left everyone shocked. Roach, visibly upset, reacted to the decision by expressing his deep disappointment with the outcome.
Off the top, man, I was, a little disappointed. Just for the sake of boxing itself, and obviously my result for the fight. I think, like, the key that they pointed out the things that were actually done wrong, and there's still no movement to overturn the fight. Just really saddened me a little bit.
Acknowledging that the decision couldn't be changed, Lamont Roach admitted he had expected this outcome. Despite putting on an impressive performance that showed his best skills and gave fans an unforgettable fight, Roach had hoped the result would go in his favor. With his hopes now shattered, he directed his frustration at the New York State Athletic Commission, accusing them of failing to deliver fair justice.
But I wasn't too hung on the decision of the New York State Athletic Commission. I kind of accepted my fate just a little bit. I had a lot of hope, though. I'm not going to lie. I had a lot of hope, but, it is what it is.
Davis leading with the left.
On Saturday, Lamont Roach took to social media to share his thoughts after the New York State Athletic Commission upheld the majority draw decision in his fight against WBA lightweight champion Gervonta Davis. In his post, Roach expressed his disappointment and frustration with the outcome, while also acknowledging the complexities involved in the commission's decision. He clarified his feelings about the result and reaffirmed his commitment to pushing for better opportunities in boxing. Roach's message conveyed both respect for the decision-making process and a resolve to move forward, focusing on his future success in the lightweight division. He wrote on X, "I'm not surprised by the decision from the NYSAC, a little disappointed, yeah, especially when they acknowledged that Steve made the wrong calls in the 9th round, but I wasn't banking on the overturn." Following the decision, rumors began circulating that Roach might take legal action against the New York State Athletic Commission. However, no official steps have been taken in that direction. Roach's promoter Gary Jonas addressed these rumors, clarifying that while it was ultimately Roach's decision, he strongly advised against pursuing a lawsuit. Jonas explained that taking legal action could become a major distraction, potentially diverting Roach's focus from what matters most, his future in the ring. Instead, Jonas stressed the importance of staying focused on the bigger picture and preparing for the upcoming rematch. He also confirmed that the rematch is on the way and will be happening very soon, offering Roach a fresh chance to prove himself in the lightweight division.
The reality is, people ask me, are we going to sue him? Look, inevitably that's Lamont's decision, and I can't tell them what to do and not to do, but I will say this. I'm not in favor of a drawn-out lawsuit. It's more distraction. I really would prefer Lamont have the mentality, and I think he does, that let's go get it. Let's stay focused. This rematch is coming soon. It's not going to be a long wait. And I just want him to get back to focus on what he does in the ring, and all this outside the ring thing, it's a distraction.
Only landing him by 3 thus far. Oh, good. Solid shot there, Davis.
Gary Jonas, reflecting on Lamont Roach's fight against Gervonta Davis, highlighted how challenging the matchup was for Roach. Despite many doubting his chances against such a skilled fighter, Roach proved he deserved to be in the ring with one of the best. He demonstrated his resilience and talent, showcasing that he belongs at the top level of the sport. Gary acknowledged how important this fight was, describing it as a valuable opportunity to highlight Roach's true potential. The experience from the first fight, along with the motivation it brought, has made Roach even more determined. Gary believes the lessons learned from this fight will help Roach in the rematch. He's confident that in their next encounter, Roach will not only hold his own, but will dominate and show he has what it takes to beat Davis. With the confidence and drive Roach has now, he will be an even tougher opponent in the rematch.
So when you look at it, the whole thing, we add it all up. It was a great result for Lamont Roach in every way except that last formality. And now he's more motivated than ever before to go right the wrong. He's going to put that L on Gervonta. He's going to do it in the rematch, and it'll be a glorious time when he does it.
Davis high guard, wanting to explode with the left. Oh, and that right, but Davis.
As the rematch approaches, Lamont Roach is filled with renewed confidence. He believes that his previous experience in the ring has made him more focused and determined than ever to defeat Gervonta Davis. Looking back on their first fight, which ended in a controversial majority draw, Roach is committed to ensuring that there is no doubt about the result this time. Many considered Roach's performance in the first fight to be impressive, and he is confident that he proved his skill and resilience. This time, he believes victory is within reach. Roach views this rematch as a chance to firmly establish himself among the best fighters in the sport. With unwavering belief in his abilities, he confidently declares that he now belongs in the conversation as a top pound-for-pound fighter.
Definitely, in my eyes and in my view, that I have to come with it all. I have to do more. Obviously, just to secure the win is doing just enough to get a draw. So I have to push harder. I have to train harder. I have to be more mean. I have to be more physical. I have to do a lot. I have to do everything just a little more. And I think that will definitely put me over the hump, and I'm more than motivated to get back in there, get back in the camp, and work hard so I could secure a victory over a pound-for-pound fighter, in which I believe that I am myself.
Fight to Davis. Davis high guard wanting to explode with the left. Oh, and that right.
In response to the appeal, Fannin from International Boxing shared his thoughts on the decision. He disagreed with Lamont Roach and his team's stance, believing that the ruling in favor of Gervonta Davis was fair, especially when considering the controversial knee incident that influenced the fight's outcome. Fannin pointed out that at the time of the knee incident, Davis was ahead on the scorecards. He felt that the call to rule it a knockdown was too weak. Fannin argued that if the scorecard had favored Roach at that point, the case for overturning the decision would have been stronger. Ultimately, he believed that the decision to maintain the majority draw was justified given the circumstances surrounding the fight.
The arguments that have been put forward for having overturned that decision were weak arguments. The first one was that because it wasn't scored a 10-8 round for Lamont Roach, that means that Lamont Roach, if it had been scored a 10-8 round for Lamont Roach, that means that the outcome of the fight would have changed and he would have won the fight. No, because you don't know what would have happened with Gervonta Davis if Gervonta Davis had known that it was a 10-8 round. So even though Gervonta Davis himself said he took the knee because something was in his eye and it was better than getting knocked out, that's the decision that the referee and the judges made, and now it's been upheld by the WBA and the New York State Athletic Commission.
Amid the controversy, many people speculated that Gervonta Davis should be disqualified because of the hair chemical issue and the knee incident. However, Fannin disagreed with this view. He pointed out that under the protect yourself at all times rule, Davis did the right thing by going to his corner to wipe his face and prevent the chemical from irritating his eyes. Fannin dismissed the idea of disqualification as unreasonable and firmly supported the decision made by the New York State Athletic Commission. He believed that the ruling was fair and the appropriate response to the situation.
Also, there were some other silly arguments that were made as far as he should be suspended or he should be disqualified because he had the oil on his hair. And since he had oil on his hair, that is a toxic chemical and a hazardous chemical. So therefore, he should be disqualified for that. He should also be disqualified because he turned his back and grabbed a towel to wipe the hazardous material, which they're saying is hazardous. Right? By their own claims, they're saying it's hazardous. He wiped out the hazardous material or toxic material out of his eye, and you should disqualify him for that? Nah, man. There was also an adage called protect yourself at all times, including when your eyes burning, I suppose. But anyway, I think that is a great outcome.
Solid shot there, Davis. Oh, there's a right hook to the body.
On the other hand, Lamont Roach shared his belief that, while the scorecards may not have reflected the true outcome, every true boxing fan witnessed what actually happened in the ring. He emphasized that for him, the most important thing is the recognition of his strong performance throughout the fight. Reflecting on the appeal that didn't go his way, Roach pointed out that his supporters, along with those who understand boxing, have consistently backed him. They've all condemned the controversy surrounding the decision. He urged the New York State Athletic Commission to reconsider the ruling. Despite the decision not being in his favor, Roach confidently stated that the real outcome of the fight, and especially his performance, has been solidified in the hearts of his fans. He believes that anyone who watched the fight knows it was clearly his night.
For boxing fans and even the spectators across the world, man, just it shows their support. It shows that everyone saw what happened that night. Everyone saw the true outcome. Even though we didn't get it on the scorecard, everyone knows, and that's the importance. Even throughout this appeal situation, they were supportive and thinking that the fight should have been overturned, and that's what really matters, that everyone knows. So yeah, we didn't get it on paper, but in the hearts of everyone who watched that fight, and especially the ones that are sensible, they know what happened that night, man.
Hank is waiting for him to throw the right hand and counter.
To uncoil that left hand.
Supporting Roach's view, Coach Bernie also shared his perspective. He pointed out that many people felt Roach's performance was truly impressive, highlighting the strong backing he's received from both fans and experts. Bernie went on to explain his take on the fight, noting that Roach was aggressive right from the start. He took control early, making his presence felt throughout the entire match. Roach consistently set the pace and showed off his skills in a way that was impossible to overlook. Bernie made it clear that Roach didn't just fight hard, but also proved he has what it takes to be a top-tier boxer. In his opinion, the fight was a clear demonstration of Roach's potential and his ability to compete at the highest level.
I was kind of alluding to that. Yeah, like I say, the comfortability that he got yes, yeah, he probably, like I say, from round one when he was boxing him, he wasn't going for nothing. Tank was he wasn't going for nothing, but he waited too much on Tank after that, and he started to let Tank get in his head. He let his hands go enough, but not enough. He let his hands go enough, but not enough. If he watched that fight,
and encounter. To uncoil that left hand.
Coach Bernie didn't hold back when criticizing Gervonta "Tank" Davis. He pointed out that Davis took a serious beating from Lamont Roach during their fight. While Davis was widely favored and many thought he would easily defeat Roach, the fight went completely against those expectations. Roach stepped up and took control, challenging Tank in ways that surprised many. Looking ahead to the rematch, Bernie noted that after seeing the first fight, the excitement for the next one has only grown. Fans and boxing experts are now eagerly anticipating the return match, with many hoping to see Davis take another tough loss this time. According to Bernie, the buzz around the rematch is palpable, and everyone is looking forward to seeing Roach prove himself even more convincingly in their next encounter.
Now, everybody know Tank, kind of like you say, they love him too, and they turn on you on a dime. Yeah, people want to see him get his ass beat, even though they rooting for him and talking about how good he is, but they sick of his bullshit too. So people want to see him get his ass whooped. You know, people terrible. But as far as that, like I say, that's the only reason why they want to see him get beat. They just want to see him get beat.
Seems like Tank is waiting for him to throw the right hand and counter.
To uncoil that left hand.
As the excitement builds around the rematch between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach, many people are sharing their thoughts on the situation. Greg from AM Sports Media weighed in, stressing how important the upcoming fight is. He suggested that instead of facing Lamont Roach again, Davis should consider taking on Shakur Stevenson. Greg argued that a rematch with Roach might hurt Davis's reputation, as some fans could see it as an easy pick, questioning why Davis would go up against Roach again. According to Greg, facing Shakur Stevenson would be a much better move for Davis. He believes it would help Davis cement his status in the boxing world and prove he's ready to take on the top fighters. By stepping up to face someone like Stevenson, Davis would solidify his legacy and further confirm his place among the best in the sport.
On this, my personal opinion is he should go down the path of Shakur Stevenson. I think that would be what makes the most sense, just from my personal opinion. And that's really because, at the end of the day, I feel like you need to go ahead and knock Shakur Stevenson off. You're not going to get much credit for beating Lamont Roach. Fans are going to come right back and say that, he's a cherry. He wasn't that good to begin with. Even if Tank goes in there and knocks him out, all they're going to say is he wasn't a great fighter to begin with, right? Even though we don't believe that's the case, we believe that Lamont Roach is a really good fighter. But I believe that is what's going to materialize in the event Gervonta Davis wins a rematch. So to me, it's all downside.
Davis leading with.
In addition to his thoughts on why Gervonta Davis should face Shakur Stevenson instead of Lamont Roach, Greg also shared why the rematch between Roach and Davis has become such a hot topic. According to Greg, the fight between Roach and Davis has generated a huge amount of attention, with Roach quickly gaining recognition and becoming a star almost overnight. Greg believes that this surge in Roach's popularity only adds to the excitement for their rematch. The ongoing buzz and drama surrounding the fight are expected to make the rematch an even bigger event, potentially leading to a major sellout. Ultimately, Greg sees this as a big opportunity to make the rematch even more profitable, tapping into the growing interest and excitement among boxing fans.
We'll say this. The reason why I believe they're going down this path is because this thing went viral, right? You've seen Lamont Roach's star grow exponentially over the last 7 days. He's been on all these talk shows. Tank has had to respond to it. This has created a level of controversy that I believe would actually sell a rematch. I had a buddy of mine who doesn't really watch boxing called me the next day and said, "What happened to your boy?" Right? So that means that this is now extending beyond just casual boxing fans. My wife asked me about the fight. Again, she doesn't follow any sport. So this is now extending beyond just boxing, right? Your casual fan. So I think that's the reason why they'll probably pursue this, because more than likely the rematch will be much more lucrative than the first fight.
And it could very well be the other way on the official scorecards.
It's official. The New York State Athletic Commission, NYSAC, has upheld their decision, and the controversy surrounding the majority draw still stands. Lamont Roach and his team didn't get the result they were hoping for, but one thing is clear: the drama surrounding this fight has only made the anticipation for their rematch even stronger. Will Roach come back even stronger this time, or will Gervonta Davis once again show why he's one of the best in the game? The stakes couldn't be higher. Be sure to subscribe, like, and click the bell for all the latest updates as we get closer to what promises to be an exciting rematch. We want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think will come out on top this time? Stay tuned for all the latest boxing news.